All right, so let's go on and look at our questions. So what you'll be doing today will be integers, rational, and real numbers. So under integers, rational, and real numbers, you have a understanding of BODMAS rule between rational numbers. And then you have a real life problem involving temperatures. And then next one will be real life problem involving height and sea levels. Now, the last two real life problem involving temperatures and height and sea level is actually involving your addition of negative numbers. So maybe I'll go through the rules of the BODMAS. What are the order operations? So in primary school, you actually learn, right? In primary school, you actually learn that you will do bracket first. But in secondary school, now you actually have a bracket within a bracket. So things like this. All right. So we have a bracket within bracket. So you bracket within the brackets, then you will do the inner bracket first. Okay. So you will start doing the inner brackets. And then you extend out. All right. So that's the first order, number one. Then in primary school, you actually don't really do powers and roots in the number sentence. But in secondary, there's a lot of powers. Powers, things like 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, even 2 to the power of 4, and so on. And then roots, you have a square root. Actually, square root, you don't have to have a 2. Then we have a cube root. That's where you put, let's say, 81. What's a cube root 81? Okay. Let me erase this. It should be 64, not 81. All right, so you have cube root, and then you have root to the power of 4 and things like that, which you will learn much later. But at the meantime, at the moment, you just know this few will do. And then, of course, the next one will be something that you learn in primary school already, which is multiplication and division from left to right, whichever comes first. Some people like to say first come, first serve. Okay, first come, first serve, left to right. So addition, subtraction, also in the order left to right, whichever comes first. Okay, so this is the order operations that you need to take note, whether is it for integers and whether is it for rational numbers. So when you talk about rational numbers, I'm not sure whether you can recall what is the definition of rational number. Nikhil, are you able to tell me what's a rational number?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. You want to tell? Okay, never mind. I shouldn't press you. Okay, basically the definition of a rational number is when numbers can express as A over B, okay, where A and B are integers, and of course B is not equal to 0. So then it is considered as a rational number. Okay. So what do you mean by that? For instance, of course, you know the fraction. Let's say you have 3/4. So that's a rational number. Okay. Or if you have number 7. So the number 7 can be expressed as 7 over 1. And that's also a rational number. Okay. Is that all right for Nikhil? Okay.
Yes.
So now with that in mind, we are ready to do the question. So I know that some of you able to download, some of you not able to download. So let's see how it goes. Okay, let's look at the first two questions. All right, I want to know Jaden, have you done this question already?
Yep.
Okay. Maybe Mr. Ko will use this as an example to show you the order operations, okay?
Okay,
Meantime, Jaden can
can I take something real quick?
take something. What thing? Okay,
I
go
need.
ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, we wait for Jaden to come back and then we can start our order operations already. So you notice
Okay, I'm back.
one thing is, okay, you notice one thing is you actually have a square bracket. Okay, now the square bracket is just to distinguish between the curve bracket. All right, so actually it doesn't matter. So if you use a calculator, there's no such thing as square or curve. They are all curve brackets. All right, so the order operations, which one will be done first? Multiplication. Okay, of course, we have to do this first. So we can do this first. What will this be? 49 minus 25. Okay, so if I quickly use a calculator, 49 minus 25, okay, that will give me a 24. So the bracket is already done. Now we look at the multiplication and division. And then of course this square bracket, whatever that's inside the square bracket will be done first. So 4 times 15, that's give you 60. So I continue to write 72 divided by 8, 9 times 8, 72. And then minus 24. So, but this 24 is going to divide by 6. So 4 times 6, 24, so minus 4. Okay, I'm going to put a bracket first before I multiply by 2. Okay, Jaden is supposed to give me the answer. Have you given me the answer already?
Huh?
Since you're already done. Huh?
Yeah.
You're already done, right? So Mr. Go want to know your answer. What is your answer?
I-
You want to send to me first? Then Mr. Go will check whether your answer is correct or not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see. Let me just quickly peep at okay, 130. Randomly, accidentally, wow. So many words. Okay. Which telco are you using, Ashina?
What?
Which telco are you using, StarHub or Singtel?
I have no idea, but
What?
like the internet in my room sucks. Even though I have a router.
Okay, I understand. Okay. All right, so you actually have 60 plus 9, 69 minus 4. That gives you a 65. Then, of course, it times 2. And that gives you 130. Okay, is this all right? Okay. Hey, so Jaden, you only show me A. You didn't show me B, is it?
Oh.
Okay, I wait for you to show me B before I start doing B. In the meantime, maybe the rest of you, you can work on B, see whether you know how to do B or not. Mr. Go give you 1 minute to work on it. Will that be okay? Okay, 1 minute starting from now. Let me quickly do my timing. Once you're done, you quickly send Mr. Ko the answer that you have. Now, if you have a fraction, what you need to do is just use a slash. For instance, if you have 2 and okay, right there, 2 and 3/4, then you just write 2 slash 3 slash 4. Okay, so that I will understood as 2 and 3/4. Would that be okay?
I have a question.
Yes, ask.
What's the difference between rational and irrational numbers?
Okay, now once you know that rational number can be expressed in the form A over B, which I mentioned now, where A and B are integers, and of course B mustn't be equal to 0, then this will be a rational number. So if this is rational number, then the rest will be irrational. Okay, now what's the meaning of the rest, which is irrational? So irrational number will be like square root 2, pi. Why are these irrational? Because they cannot be expressed as A over B, because it has got decimal which is non-repeating and non-ending as well. So it has an integer that is non-repeating and then non-ending also. So sometimes we call it terminating. Okay. So bear in mind these are irrational number. Then when you can express as A over B, that will be rational numbers. Okay, so we actually did it in our previous lesson, so probably you miss it. So if you subscribe to the ADA tuition, you can actually access the tutorial online.
Yes. I attend the English courses, not the math ones.
Okay, all right. So, okay, let's see. All right. Okay, so I actually have Nikhil's answer. I have Jaden's answer. So let me put down. So I'm waiting for Shana's answer. Shana, have you gotten the answer already? It should be like primary school stuff. Huh?
I was trying to figure out the irrational number, so I haven't yet.
Okay, never mind. It won't take you too long. So we'll wait for you quickly. So once Shana has given me the answer, I will put the answers, 3 of you, and then Mr. Cook will show you which is the correct answer, okay? Okay, so J, N, and S, all right? Okay, so that's your answer. So 579, that is Nikhil's answer, and 359, that's Jaden's answer. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So the order operations, we will do divide first. So in order to do divide, we need to change this to improper. So I hope you still remember how to change this to improper. So I'm going to write below here, right aside here, okay? 4 and 2/3 minus, okay, so that gives you 5 over 2 divided by, that's 9 over 4. Now, whenever you see a divide, you change to times, you actually have to flip 9 over 4 to 4 over 9. Okay, so 5 over 2 remains 4 and 2/3. So other operations is we do first. So if we can reduce this, we reduce this, that will be 1, that will be 2. Can we reduce anymore? Cannot. So the next step will be 4 and 2/3 minus away 10 over 9. Okay, so 10 over 9, that will be like 1 and 1/9. All right, so I can actually minus, okay, so maybe Mr. will put out this one. This is 1 and 1/9. So I use the whole number 4 minus 1, so I have 3. The next one will be I take 2/3 minus 1/9. So of course it must have a common LCM, which is 9. So that will give me a 3 times 2, 6 minus 1. So therefore I get 3, 5 over 9. Okay, is that all right, Nikhil? Oh, was there a typing error? The actual is 3, 5 over 9. All right, never mind. Mr. Ko will change that. Okay, so good job, everybody. You got it correct.